at a mechanical level, what does it look like for an owner who wants to reach out to you, whether that be initially through us or whether it just be directly through you to begin with, and they say, hey, I'm looking to do X, Y, or Z. What do you need from them? What are the steps at a logistical level to start beginning to have that conversation in a meaningful way?
Yeah, I'd say, if it's an asset they own, probably a trailing 12-month P&L, a rent roll, and if there's some kind of business plan they want to enact to expand operations, maybe a pro forma for that and the cost or budget associated with that. Separately, probably a personal financial statement. With those 2 or 3 things, I have enough data to do the math to come back to say, hey, this is what the cash flow is telling me relative to rates, or this is what capital is telling me can get done with this profile of deal. So it's really not that many things. It's actually not that much more than you guys would get for a BOV to do a sales analysis.
Is there a rule of thumb about, it takes time to have these conversations, and it takes time to go from the first conversation into loan app and closing the loan. At what point in time do lenders lock the rate?
Lock the rate, that varies by the type of lender. So, banks, they could lock it at term sheet. CMBS could lock it at term sheet. I'd say it generally depends
Which means by extension, in other words, at the beginning, more or less.
At the beginning, or say maybe halfway through the process.
Right.
But also there's usually an expiration to it. So if you don't move, or if you're not providing the information for them to go to committee in a timely fashion, you could lose that rate.
It doesn't last forever.
It doesn't last forever. So in this environment especially, we've been advising people move as fast as possible, because we know, at least up to this point, we've had 2 pauses the last couple of Fed meetings, but up to this point, we knew the narrative was rates are going up.
30 and 45 days you need to anticipate. Right.
And so, it could very well be at, signing of term sheet, it could be at committee loan app approval, it could be signing of a loan app, or it could be 3 to 5 days before closing. It depends on the type of lender. I would say everybody in the spectrum, there's some who do it and there's some who don't. So it's finding that guy who will commit to a good rate early on.
So it behooves you as the borrower to have your ducks in a row at the beginning from a documentation standpoint, I would imagine.
Absolutely, and for us on the financing side, that means tax returns. And a lot of your borrowers are sophisticated investors who are in many different deals with many different partners. If those same partners are signing on the note, say, for a specific loan, their tax returns are going to be in this deal too. And so, really having your accountant be your best friend. A lot of times actually we dialogue with accountants so they know who we are representing the borrower for the sake of the quick transference of tax returns, whether it be personal, business, K-1s, and we need all of them.